You hit the milestone. Everyone is cheering. You should feel on top of the world, but inside you feel flat. That feeling doesn't mean failure. It's something deeper. Let's talk about what it is and why you're chasing something ultimately unattainable. How many times have you said this? I'll be happy when, I'll be successful when, I can't wait until I make it. And then you meet the goal you have set out to achieve. The promotion, the raise, the new job. You did it. Your email inbox is full of congrats. LinkedIn is blowing up. Everyone's celebrating you. And you feel flat, almost hollow. It's not that you're ungrateful. It just doesn't feel like it was supposed to. It's not how you imagined or dreamt. What if the thing you've been chasing, the arrival, the validation, the peace, doesn't actually exist? This is the dark side of high achievement, and it's more common than you think. I'll feel worthy once I achieve this. It sounds noble, ambitious, like it's fueling your progress, but it's not. It's a trap disguised as drive, a lie dressed as ambition. Because the finish line, it keeps moving. You hit the goal, and what happens? You don't feel more worthy. Now you just feel behind in a different way. And it's not just in your head. In fact, 67% of high achievers say they feel emotionally flat after hitting a major career milestone. Not stressed, not relieved, just empty. The world will tell you that is just ambition, hungry for the next thing. But it's really an addiction that equates success with self-worth. Here's what I mean and how you know whether you are stuck in the achievement addiction cycle. Joyless achievement. You hit the goal, but it feels short-lived. The high fades, and you realize you didn't actually build any meaning in your life. The next fixation. You need another title, another win, another hit of, you're doing great. It's emotional caffeine, and the crash comes fast. Identity burnout. When your worth equals your wins, failure feels like identity death. Rest becomes risky. Stillness becomes threatening. And the more you achieve without feeling fulfilled, the louder your imposter voice gets. You start saying things to yourself like, maybe I didn't deserve it after all. We get caught thinking we are being ambitious, but really you're not chasing success. You're chasing a feeling you hoped success would deliver. I learned this the hard way. When I left medicine to pursue Loud Capital full-time, people kept saying, "That's incredible. You must feel so proud." And I did, for a little. But I also felt pressure, responsibility, a strange sense of guilt for not feeling more like I've arrived. I kept saying, I've still got a lot of work to do. But what I really meant was, why don't I feel like I thought I would? Now I get it. They weren't celebrating a milestone, they were celebrating a leap, and I had skipped right over it because I was already chasing the next thing. Neuroscience backs this up. Our brains are naturally wired to think ahead and anticipate what's next, a survival mechanism to prepare for potential threats or opportunities. However, in modern life, this natural tendency can work against us, making it difficult to fully appreciate and enjoy the present moment. We're wired to crave progress, but we have to train ourselves to experience peace. So let me tell you what arrival means to me now. It's not a title, not a number, not a moment of viral recognition. Arrival is presence. It's being awake to the life you're living, grateful for what was once a dream. If you don't define success internally, you'll always chase it externally. Here's what helped me. Looking back with wonder, the process of reflection. I'm standing in rooms I used to dream of, separating my identity from my achievement. I am not my resume. I'm not my momentum. I'm not my next pitch deck. Choosing depth over status. If it doesn't feel grounded or aligned, I don't care how impressive it looks. Because action without peace and gratitude isn't worth it. So what do you do when you feel guilty for not feeling happier? You don't shame yourself. You get curious. What did I think this was going to give me? What do I actually need? Sometimes the next level isn't another climb. It's coming back to center. Let me leave you with this. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just learning to detach your worth from the scoreboard. And when you do, you don't stop striving. You just stop suffering. Let's take a look at some of the questions being asked about feeling unfulfilled despite achieving success or reaching their goals. What are the top things people look up in regards to this topic? And I wanted to highlight some of the top results. Can money or status really make you happy? Oh man, that's the real trillion-dollar question, isn't it? It takes money to really know that answer. No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of people that I speak to who have gained a lot of financial wealth. A lot of rich people, a lot of people we consider wealthy. I've hung out with them, I've spoken to them, I've worked with them. And money does take you to certain places. It allows you to travel, maybe have some time, maybe have some things that we like. But there's so much more to happiness. And what I think that is actually spending some time getting to know yourself. I'm not joking. I actually think that getting to know yourself, what gives you energy, what takes away energy, what you care about, what you want to spend time doing, that takes reflection and time with yourself. Then you start to figure out and design your life towards those goals and towards those things that give you energy. And then you can take steps to happiness. I also think that we have the capability and ability today to be happier by choosing to think about what we're grateful about. So think about this. I'm here in a studio. I'm a little nervous. I don't even know what I'm going to say to these answers, but I'm also grateful to be here. I've worked really hard to be here, and I need to remind myself of that. So the mindset shifts that we can do for ourselves, as well as getting to know ourselves and designing our life towards that, can be great contributions to our happiness. How do I shift from external validation to internal fulfillment? Oh, you're not going to like this one. You ready? It's a simple answer. Go alone in a room, lock the door, and spend time with yourself. Take away external noise, people, and things, and spend some time getting to know yourself. Write down things you care about. Write down things you're grateful for. Write down things you want to do in this really valuable life. And slowly, you will start to understand that what you think is important to you is important. Should I change careers if I'm unfulfilled? Oh man. So I did. I realized I wasn't as fulfilled. I was so grateful to be a practicing anesthesiologist. But you know what I realized? I wanted to do more. I wanted to help people in a different way and a different scale. And so I started building businesses and investing in businesses that took care of people. That was my way of finding fulfillment. And if you don't feel fulfilled, there are two things you can do. Start exploring what you care about and take steps towards that and see if it really starts opening up the excitement in you. And number two, there's probably an opportunity to be more grateful. Maybe you're unfulfilled because you haven't really gone through the exercise of saying, I'm probably at a stage that I used to dream about. And when I do that exercise, it does help me put things in perspective. How to overcome guilt for feeling this way. When I was growing up, people would say, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I would say, I want to be a doctor. And I was fortunate enough, and I worked really hard to get that. When I was leaving that career to move into venture capital, I felt really guilty. I said, did I not make the right choice? Why am I feeling this way? I would really fight really hard. My younger self would fight to be in this room right now. But what I realize is we don't give ourselves enough credit of growing and evolving. So what we thought we would think is different. A year ago, I was a different person. Today, I have different needs, different wants, and I desire to continue growing. Don't feel guilty for growing. I think society, I think a lot of people maybe put this label on you should have life figured out. But I think every single day, we just have to be open to the change that's about to occur. Let's embrace it. Let's try to be grateful for that opportunity, and guilt doesn't play a role in that. Trust is the ultimate currency. Vulnerability is a competitive advantage, and imposter syndrome It's a sign that you're pursuing growth. Never forget, we are made to rise.